Yeah, so the Chargers have kind of had this next man up uh, thing going on for him, and Vidal really stepped up for him this game. You mentioned Justin Herbert having time. He did have the one pick, and actually there was a call in that game where a pick six got overturned, and they
Hmm.
ended up driving down the field for a touchdown. But I don't know. I feel like we've been saying this every week with the Chargers. They win the games they're supposed to, and then when they face a team like another potential playoff team, they
Hmm.
kind of crumble. But with the
Yeah.
with the Carson Wentz led a Vikings team, I mean, Justin Jefferson had 7 catches for 74 yards, but he had, I mean, without looking, I don't know the exact number. He had a lot of targets that were just
Mm.
off the mark, interceptions. But man, Carson Wentz is a baller. He was getting pounded paws all night. He was he was on the sidelines crying, holding his arms. They need JJ McCarthy back out there. I mean, not only just for a fresh QB, but man, just to keep Carson Wentz alive, they need to get him off the field.
Yeah. Yeah. He was crying, grabbing that arm, that bionic arm that he has.
Yeah,
But
that was a crazy brace he had on there.
yeah, and that pressure that the Chargers was able to put on was relentless all night. They was in Wentz face throughout the night. He wasn't comfortable at all, throwing passes in front of the receivers, behind the receivers, in the dirt. I mean, he just couldn't get comfortable at all during the entire game. It also, what stood out to me was I believe that the Vikings had total of like 32 or 35 rushing yards
Mm.
for the entire game. Like, and I'm like, when you see the leading rusher having 15 yards on 5 carries, I mean
Yeah,
that that Chargers defense really bottled them up in all facets of the game. So hopefully the Chargers can take this win and actually build on it. I know they have a more than likely win next week against the Titans, but hopefully they can kind of get on a roll here because they're still in a good spot at 5-3, but that is a tough division. Chiefs are surging, Broncos are trying to stay in it as well. So we'll see about them. But the Vikings, I don't know. They got a tough game against the Lions. I know they said JJ McCarthy might come back, but we'll see how they play against the Lions next week.
yeah. I think maybe what the Chargers might have to keep in mind is just rock those navy blues every week because man, that that was a great look like on the field, and then to go out and perform like that, there might be something to it.
Yeah, those uniforms are fire. They should definitely try to find a way to roll those out a few times a year because, yeah, those things were nice. Um, but now we can segue into this segment that I don't really want to discuss. It is our current standings of our our picks, and I was riding a little high last week. I made it so that I was only down by one, and then I kind of got a little frisky, little risky,
Hmm.
and now I find myself being down by 3 games. So I got some catching up to do.
And I will say, like some of my pick, well, my Cowboys Commanders pick was your fault. I was originally going to pick the
Hmm.
Commanders, but I mean, you picked the Dolphins, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. Give me the Cowboys. So I changed last minute, and that worked out for me. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I when it came to like Monday, I was just like, please. I was praying that Texans was going to give me that upset win because at first I picked the Seahawks, and then I was going back and forth, and I was like, all right, let me go with the Texans. So I was hoping that they was going to prove me right, but just like always, just like the Jaguars so far this season, every
Yeah,
time I try to pick them, they just let me down.
and that was just a dumb pick. That was a freebie for you. Like once that game
Yeah,
started, I was watching it early morning. I was like, man,
yeah.
like I
I
don't know.
should have stuck with my gut. So, but let's see if I can turn it around with week 8 games.
Hmm.
We just ran through Vikings at Chargers. So we can get it to Jets at Bengals. Bengals being favored by 6.5. Two teams that are struggling. Jets are still 0-7. They don't even know who's going to be their quarterback. And the Bengals, I mean, they're probably going to get some players back. I think Hendrickson didn't play last week, but we'll see if he's able to play this week. But I think this is an easy one for me. I'm going with the Bengals in this one to win at home. And I got the Jets starting off 0-8.
Yeah, you were talking last week like, oh, the Jets are gonna win a game, and
I tried.
now you're betting against them. Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm done.
where's your
I'm done.
loyalty to them?
I'm done. F
But
them Jets, man.
no, that's actually that's a pretty easy pick too. It's weird to say, but Joe Flacco has elevated that offense a little bit,
Pissing me off.
So yeah, Bengals at home, 6.5-point favorites. Joe Flacco and that offense get it done. And yeah, I don't know if the starter is going to be Fields, if it's going to be Taylor, but either way, I don't think that's going to play in the outcome of that game at all.
Yeah, for sure. And next we have Bears at Baltimore. Baltimore being favored by 6.5. We think that Baltimore might get Lamar back this week. He was limited in practice this week. But Chargers, Bears, they won 3 or 4 in a row now. So they're kind of on a nice little streak here. But how do you see this one playing out? How do you see this one?
Well, I think we should put an asterisk by this one because my pick is with Lamar playing. I think if Cooper Rush gets the start here, I think the Bears have a chance to win this game. But I do have the Ravens. The Ravens might be the most team desperate for a win in the league right now. You know, they've been atop of the AFC for a while and just can't get it like players healthy or get any kind of offense going. The defense has been a strong point for them year after year. Defense has given up points, but I do think Harbaugh is still their coach. I think he's going to rally this team together. I do see Baltimore winning this game with Lamar Jackson. If it's a Cooper Rush game, I don't know, but I am locking in Ravens. I am planning on Lamar being out there. He was limited participation Wednesday and Thursday and was a full participation today, Friday. So I do think he will be out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. This game depends on if Lamar plays. Even if he does play, I think this game will be close. The Bears are really feeling themselves right now. Won a few games in a row. Caleb is gaining some confidence. That Swift is running the ball well. He's been over 100 yards the last few games. So I think either way the game will be close, but I'm also going to go with Baltimore just because I think Lamar will play and the Ravens are desperate right now. I believe they're 1-5 or 1-6, but they can't continue to slide and expect to possibly make the playoffs this year. So I'm going to go with the Ravens to get a win at home. Next, we have the sad Miami Dolphins going into the ATL to play the Falcons. Falcons being favored by -7.5.
Listen, how this game isn't Falcons -23.5, I have no idea. We talked about it last week for the Browns game. All these teams, like Vidal from the Chargers, now Judkins last week, all these guys are just running the ball down the throats of the Miami Dolphins. Now they're going against Bijan Robinson, who is probably the best running back in football right now. Tua has thrown 3 interceptions in back-to-back games, I believe, and the Falcons' defense is, no joke either. 7.5 points at home is insane to me. I might just place one bet tomorrow, and it's going to be the Falcons to win by 20.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any way this game could be close. You can clip this. I don't care. If somehow Miami wins this game, I'm retiring from this business. We had a good run.
Right. Yeah, totally agree with you. I'm not sure how McDaniel survived last week. if he survives another week as the coach of the Miami Dolphins, uh,
He
the
might have
GM needs to
mafia
go.
ties. He might
Might
have
he
dirt
must.
dirt on ownership.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no way he should have survived last week losing to the Browns, and then losing another game. You didn't even see any fight from the team last week, so and you're probably going to see the same type of performance this week. Traveling to Atlanta, I believe they're coming off of a loss to the 49ers, but so they're going to be desperate at home. So if McDaniels is still the coach by Monday or Tuesday next week, everybody needs to go. GM, coach, Tua, everybody. Hawk Tua. I mean,
Yeah.
Falcons by a long, long, long way in this one. Um, Next, we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers, and the Bills being favored by 7.5. Um, I don't think I need to waste a lot of time on this one. I think the Bills are going to get back on track. They're going to go to Carolina and win this one. I think they can cover that 7.5. I got the Bills in this one.
Yeah, Bills 2 losses and then now coming off the bye week. Um, I don't think the team really would have mattered a whole lot this week playing against Buffalo, but I think Buffalo is just going to win this game pretty much regardless. And the fact that it is Carolina, and you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned covering the 7.5, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have the 49ers going into Houston to play the Texans, but the Texans are being favored by 2.5 at home in this one. Brock Purdy out again. Um, how do you see this? They screwed me over last week. They screwed me over. I tried to take a chance with them. They screwed me over on Monday night. How do you see this one going? I'm still trying to get my head together.
So I kind of threw these. I wrote down all the games, and it took me about 6 to 7 seconds to make all these picks. I didn't look at the spreads or anything. The fact that the Texans are favored -2.5 is mind blowing to me. I mean, the
Mhm.
49ers is coming off that win against Atlanta. Christian McCaffrey, we talked in the last episode of these new hybrid backs that are kind of doing it all, getting 200 total yards.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think the Texans win this game at all. I think
Mhm.
this will actually. I mean, it could be close. I would say maybe a one, maybe two score game, but I do like the 49ers this week.
So they screwed me over last week.
Oh, here we go.
They screwed me over.
Hmm.
But now I need you to help me get back. Okay. I got some ground to make up. You're at home, you're playing the injured 49ers. They don't have all their players back. They have to travel. I'm going with Houston to redeem themselves and get me a win this week against the 49ers. I need them to come through. Okay. I'm picking Houston. They're going to get a win. Please don't let me down.
The 49ers didn't have their players last year,
I know.
last week, and they beat a better team.
I know.
George Kittle had 0 catches last week. That's not happening again this week.
I can't see Houston continuing to slide like this. I
They're
mean,
not good.
they have to get a win. Just please.
Yeah.
Please.
You gave up on the Jets. You might need to give up on the Texans after this week if they lose.
Hey, if they lose this game, I'm never picking them again this year. I promise you that.
Okay.
Um
Clip it.
Now I know, right? Please clip that. Because the Jets, I don't know if I'm picking them or the Jaguars, but we'll see. So the Giants are going into Philly, and the Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 7.5. We remember that Thursday night football game where the Giants was able to pull out that win against the Eagles. I'm expecting similar things in this game. AJ Brown is out. The Giants almost beat the Broncos last week if it wasn't for some bad fourth quarter handlings with the clock and game management. Um, this is a divisional game. I got some ground to make up. We going with the Giants to go into Philly and sweep the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with the Giants.
I can't. I don't hate that pick. Like it crossed my mind for half a second. AJ Brown being out after the passing game looked so well last week for the Eagles. It finally seems like they're finally starting to piece it all together. But I do think like whatever they had going on last week with the offense, it is going to carry over. And I think this is going to be the bounce back game for Saquon Barkley. I mean, he's just not a guy we have talked about, I think, since maybe week 1.
Right.
But like, not being a fan of like either one of those teams, the Giants are a fun team, and if Malik Neighbors was healthy, they might have the best young core in football right now, offensively and defensively. But I do think Philly at home, the offense maybe stepping it up a notch. I like the Eagles.
Yeah, I do like what you said there. The Giants, I know we kind of consider them like, one of the worst teams in the NFL, but that future is bright. If they can, if Dark can really be that quarterback that they've been looking for, Neighbors when he gets back next season, you got Scatterboo at running back. You still have a great D line. You build up that defense some more. The Giants may be, really good very soon. Not this year, but next year they definitely could be. And it did come out today that they did get fined with
I did see that, yeah.
Daboll going into the blue tent and checking up on Dart in that Thursday night game. He got fined. I think it was $100,000. The team got fined $200,000, and then Scatterboo was fined $15,000, I believe.
Something like that, 15 or 50, I think.
Yeah, so
which I think that's crazy. Like, you should be able to check on your player if he's hurt.
Yeah, I was reading they released like I guess the statement. They said that nobody, unless you're medical staff, you can't interfere with I guess any injuries or when they're checking up on players, because you can kind of interfere with that process. They may you may try to get them to come back earlier than they are ready to. So, but just some money, just some coming out of their game check. So
yeah, money's nothing to those guys,
right? And then I'll let you get into this game. Browns at New England. New England being favored by 7.5. I know you're going with the team.
Listen, we got the win last week against maybe the worst team in the NFL at home. Now we are traveling into Foxborough to play the red-hot New England Patriots.
Yes.
Drake May, Stephon Diggs. I don't care. Actually, no, I do care a lot. Listen, I would every time I pick against the Browns, I hope I'm wrong and you get a point, because I know you're not picking them. But no, they have something special right now in New England. Drake May seems like he's playing up to the franchise quarterback standards. The run game there is still a little questionable, but they have a solid defense. Stephon Diggs is, he's staying relevant. He can make plays, but I hate to say it, but just because I have, got to protect this lead I have right now, I am going New England, and sadly, they probably will cover that 7.5, and most of that's just because I don't trust Stefanski's offense, and Dylan Gabriel has not moved the ball over 10 air yards at all in 2 weeks. And I think the game script is we're going to be down early, where we're going to be in situations where we do have to go. We have to move the ball, and I don't know. I don't think we're built for that right now. Maybe not till Shador gets in there.
Yeah, definitely a tough environment to play in. And Drake May is playing really good right now. Like you said, they're dealing with some issues at the running back position. I know they lost Gibson to the season-ending injury, and Travion Henderson, he hasn't really shown much this year. But if they can get that running game going, I think they'll win this one pretty easily. Like you said, Browns, their defense will kind of keep this close early on, I think. But since that offense, I'm not confident in it. I think eventually the Patriots are going to run away with this one. Also taking the Patriots at home. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the New Orleans Saints. Bucks being favored by 4.5. Took a L last week against the Lions, but I think that the Bucks is going to be a bounce back game for them pretty easily in a divisional game. I see Baker getting back on that MVP track. I'm going to go with the Bucks in this one.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure of what Tampa Bay's wide receiver statuses are for this game. If Mike Evans is missing another game, if Chris Godwin's back, whatever. But they still have Emeka Ibuka. The Saints, their offense doesn't look terrible, but I am a little shocked to see that Tampa Bay is only favored by 4.5. Maybe that's because they're playing in New Orleans, but I could see this another 2 or 3 score game in favor of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, for sure. Next game, Colts. Colts are facing the Tennessee Titans at home, and they're favored by 14.5. I believe that the Colts are going to just continue to win. They're not going to lose this game. Daniel Jones will do whatever he wants to do in this one. I'm going with the Colts to easily take care of business.
Yeah, earlier I said with the Bills coming off the bye and 2 losses that it doesn't really matter who they were playing in this spot. They were probably going to win. The way the Colts are playing right now, I don't really know if whoever they're playing against would really stand a chance. But the fact that it is the Titans and they are 14.5-point favorites, again, we talked about it with the Falcons and Dolphins. This should be a snooze fest unless you're a Colts fan. Colts by at least 14.5.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Denver Broncos. Broncos being favored by 3.5 at home. This one is a tough one to pick. I'm still really undecided. I'm undecided. Broncos, they almost gave away that game last week against the Giants if it wasn't for a Giants fourth quarter meltdown. And the Cowboys was just ran up and down the field on my Commanders last week. But even though the Broncos are being favored at home, and I don't normally do this because right now I'm getting an X right now with me even about to say this. I'm going to go with Dallas to go into Denver and get a win against the Broncos. The Cowboys offense is just on another level right now. And if that defense could just hold up a little bit against Bo Nix, I think they're going to come away with a close win. So I'm going with Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know if you were making your pick like maybe off of like trying to counter me with whatever I chose here, but I also chose the Dallas Cowboys to go into Denver and win this game. So we've been talking about the Broncos defense pretty regularly this year, and they got exposed a little bit by the Giants last week. And Dak's having possibly his best season he's had as a quarterback. CeeDee Lamb came back last week without missing a step. George Pickens is picking it up. Dallas is running the ball well with Javonte Williams, but like you said, if this defense can hold them to 20. I don't know, 23, 24 points, I think Dallas wins this game as well. So and I don't know how far a high-powered offense can go in this league with absolutely no defense. But if they're holding teams to 20, they have a great chance.
Yep, totally agree with you. All right, got 2 games left. We have the Green Bay Packers facing the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. However, Green Bay is favored by 2.5. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, how you just talked about picking the Cowboys give you the icks. I wanted to pick Green Bay this week, but Aaron Rodgers is going to do a thing that only Peyton Manning and Tom Brady have done this. They have beat all 32 teams in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers has not beat the Green Bay Packers yet for obvious reasons, but that changes this Sunday in Pittsburgh. I don't know. The Steelers, they don't do anything great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe defensively a little bit, but there's just something about Aaron Rodgers right now, the way he's moving the ball around. I think all 3 tight ends had a touchdown last week. DK had a touchdown. They're finding ways to get everybody involved in this offense and win football games. So I actually like Pittsburgh to upset the Packers at home.
Yeah, I didn't like what I saw from the Steelers when they played the Cincinnati Bengals. They let Joe Flacco just kind of disrespect them. And facing a really good Green Bay team, I don't think that Aaron Rodgers will have enough facing his old team. I do think the Green Bay Packers defense will get after him a little bit, and I think the Packers offense will do just enough to squeak out with a win. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers to get a win.
Okay.
And finally, we have my Commanders going up against the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Chiefs are being favored by, is that 11 and a half? My God. So, I mean, in this one, it's kind of the same story for the Commanders, dealing with a lot of injuries. Terry did return to practice this week on a limited basis, so hopefully we can get him back. And also, hopefully, we get Debo back, but we don't have JD5. He will not be playing. Mariota will get the start. And the Chiefs, I mean, they just kind of been on a slow track to just be right where they always are at the end of the season, in that AFC, championship game. So with all that being said, even though the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and my Commanders are dealing with injuries, I am going with, for the first time, I'm betting against my team. It hurts to do. It really
does.
hurts to do. It hurts to do because who knows what could happen in this game, but I just cannot just take a L just because I love this team.
Yeah.
I do think we'll hopefully play well with Terry and Debo hopefully being back, but again, they're just coming off injuries. We probably just have them out there as decoys. I think Mahomes is just going to shred this defense. Our defense is just horrible right now. And now we're talking about dumbing down our defense and not really making it a difficult defense to scheme against. So if you're going up against Mahomes and you're dumbing down your defense, he's just going to know what's coming. So
Yeah.
I'm going with the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah, it's nice to see not being a homer for once. I've been doing it all year. like it sucks, but when they lose, you're like, yeah, I saw that coming.
Right.
But yeah, Kansas City at home, like you said, the Chiefs are the Chiefs right now. I've kind of been betting against the Commanders all year because of their defense, and I think you've mentioned before, like the D line is riddled with injuries, and Dallas tore them apart last week with Rashee Rice being back. Yeah, I don't think this will be. I don't think
it's another beating coming.
But yeah, give me Kansas City at home.
Yeah, man, and that's going to do it for this week of games. So many teams on bye this week: Cardinals, Lions, Raiders, Seahawks, Rams, Jags. So not a lot of games to pick from, but we definitely have some differences where we could see how that record sways. Hopefully, I could catch some ground, but who knows? But that will do it for this episode of our game picks, week 8. Thank you for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know the next time we go live or we drop another video. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about our picks. Do you agree? Disagree? Do you think my Commanders have a chance? So let me know.
No.
But until next time, we'll see you. Peace.
Hey, see you guys.